What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 47 of Lyon Live here in Football Manager 2019. Today I thought we'd start by looking at perhaps the player I'm most excited about in this team, Tiziano Aneda. I feel like we'll just call him Tizzy for short. I mean, we promoted him to the first team a little while ago, 2 episodes ago, just for the sakes of tutoring and such. I've got to be honest, looking at him, I feel like he's almost worth a punt in the first team, just immediately, and just giving him some game time. He's 17 years old. He's 17 and a half technically, so he's still a relatively young player, but he's just so good. It's actually crazy. I'm almost talking myself into playing him today. The only issue is that today we've got 3 games, because there is an international break to get through, but we've got Tottenham, PSG and Lille. None of them are easy. None of those games are going to be walks in the park. And, well, we're going to get straight into it. Tottenham is a tricky one. I'd love to give Tizzy some game time, but I feel like it's just going to be a bit tricky to find a spot for him. This player here, Jura Kevin, this is one of our own players. Oh, okay, we scouted him at some point. He's not very good. I don't know what I was thinking there. I think we're getting that because he's on our kind of shortlist as a player. We've scouted a younger player. But I thought for a second it might be to do with it being an affiliate club offering for him. But yeah, occasionally you get those inbox items in Football Manager where you're kind of like, why am I getting this? Like, there must be a reason. You just don't quite know what it is. Anyway, looking at Tottenham here, they won their last game 2-0. Interestingly, Nitcham, a player who I'm quite familiar with from years ago in Football Manager 2015, I want to say. He was a player who played for me in League 1, if I don't forget. And, well, you can see here, I think he's moved to Celtic in real life. In this specific save, he's now gone on to Spurs. He is a very blooming good French centre-mid. If I'd known he was available for £16 million in the summer, I might have been tempted to go in for him. As it is, he's a Spurs player, so we're going to be going up against him. But it will be interesting to see if he does make an appearance. Obviously, we've got our kind of first team being rested. We got a really good result last time out against Marseille, so I'm quite keen just to play the same starting 11 against Tottenham here. Obviously, the issue with that is the fact that we then immediately have PSG. So, yeah, we have lots of players who will have to play a fair few games in a row and hope that they don't get injured. You can see here some little scout reports coming in for some of our players. Auger apparently improving a fair bit. Looking at his determination, that has jumped up. I'm going to claim that might be down to him now being in the first team and that kind of personality of the squad rubbing off. You can see for Aneda, he's improving a fair bit as well. And Vincent is looking really, really solid at 17. Like, I'm excited by how good this guy is. I'm kind of tempted to move him to the reserve team, then make him available for the under-19s. He's only 17 years young and he's only just turned 17. His injury proneness is always going to be a bit of a scary factor. I guess he could be a little better in the air. But just his overall ability is blooming incredible. I'm really excited to see what could become of him. But anyway, let's get into the first game of today's episode. It's going to be against Spurs. It's going to be away from home, so that's going to make things a little trickier. In terms of the team, do I want to keep persevering with Depay? He's really not been that great to start the year. I tell you what, I'm going to play Saint-Maximin, and the reason I'm going to give Saint-Maximin a chance is because he broke into the French team recently. I'd like him to stay there. And he is a player who, when we've given him opportunities in previous years, he's kind of turned up on the big stage and played really, really solidly. In terms of the rest of the team, we're in a very, very good position. Trincao suffering from his minor injury still, but with the exception of that, it's pretty much a full-strength team to pick from. And as I said, with the exception of the Depay change, we're going to go with the team that served us well previously against Marseille. We'll get there eventually. Anyway, in terms of tactics, I'm thinking we're going to switch to the more defensive system, the kind of 5-man midfield, as I call it. I know someone's immediately going to go, Jack, it's not a 5-man field, it's a 3-man midfield and a 3-man strike force. I feel like with the inside forwards on support and the way in which they track back wing-backs, it's much closer to a traditional kind of 5-man midfield, a 4-5-1. But with obviously the players in the wide areas slightly more advanced and more willing to, I guess, move into the channels in the final third. Anyway, let's get into today's game and see what we can do. Away from home against Tottenham is not going to be easy. This is probably the toughest game of the group stage. We'll hope that we can get a good little result. if only to carry us onwards and forwards into the rest of this episode. Because, well, between PSG and Lille coming up today, things aren't really going to get that much easier. And, well, already Lloris has come to the rescue. Not Lloris, Lopez has come to the rescue. I'm thinking of Spurs in my head. Unfortunately for us, it's the man who I identified, Olivier Nitcham. He scored against us. He's got the rebound. You can see Ericsson, great free kick initially. Lopez with a strong hand. Unfortunately, Nitcham was the quickest to react, and he's just tucked it into the bottom corner there. And immediately now, Tottenham with another opportunity. If they score again, I've got to reevaluate our tactical plan immediately, because it's not looking that great. I mean, it's good to get... If you're going to have a heavy loss in Europe, it's good to get it out of your system in the group stage. But by all means, I'm not going to be happy if it ends up like this. Anyway, we're going to go to the more direct style of play. You know what? Screw it. Throw the toys out the pram. I don't want to watch the highlight of Harry Kane scoring a tap-in. Not the best 5 minutes during our time here at the club. I think that's the players to show some passion as well. Show us what you're made of, boys. Fakir with it. Goes to Toussaint. Now with Ndombele. He can hit them. He can hit them. He's hit it. Lloris, not the most convincing of saves. And, well, it was an opportunity. It wasn't a great chance, really. A somewhat speculative effort from Ndombele, but, I mean, it's a shot on target at least, and it's our only of the game. So, I mean, we'll take it, I guess, for what it is. They now have a set piece here. Headed out, only as far as Son. Now back with Ericsson, who whips it into Lucas Moura. Can he keep it in play? Of course he can, but Lenglet is there to get it up the field. And, well, can we try and make something happen here? Can we try and force an error out of them at the back? We are obviously going to press with this system fairly high up the pitch. The reason this midfield works is because between the three centre mids, we do ask them to press quite a lot, but there's always two men behind them to kind of cover. And so it allows us to very efficiently press, it feels like. I can talk about efficient pressing all I want, but it's not working at the moment, is it? Harry Kane, great opportunity to make it free and really make things embarrassing to start today. I mean, I'm hoping that the games against PSG and Lille are going to be better performances than this. Fakir wins it. I mean, can we make something happen here? I want to make sure we're not on full match highlights. We're on key. We've got a chance. Coman is through. I mean, given his recent form, you would have backed him to score that, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, he has skewed it wide of the post. And now Tottenham with another chance headed away to Nitcham. Just the wrong side of the post, but really not by a big margin. That was uncomfortable viewing, and I think that's probably the best way to describe this first half. Uncomfortable viewing. It's really not been good so far for us. We've not really found our feet in the game at all. Of course, switching now to the direct attacking style of play since we've conceded has kind of worked okay. Then Harry Kane has done that. That was quite good. I'll give him that. That might be the best goal that's been scored against us in my 2 and a bit seasons here at Lyon. I'll let you guys be the judge. Vertonghen with the ball forward. Kane finds an inch of space, hits it. It's quite a good finish, to be fair to him. I can't knock it. I kind of want the ground to swallow me whole, I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's a blessing that we've only got 3 matches today, but we've got PSG to play. We've got to play better than this against them, otherwise I am going to be livid. Particularly given the fact they are ahead of us in the league already. A loss against them is going to extend their points lead over us to beyond a single win, which would be cause for concern. Anyway, half-time, it's 3-0. Absolutely terrible, boys. You know what? We've done so little trying to play direct. We've done so little trying to, press hard early on. I'm going to go to the control possession system and see if we can just get a foothold in this game. I'm going to move Coman out onto the left. I'm going to bring in Bertrand Traoré on the right. I'm hoping that Coman's really going to step it up. I'm also going to take off Gabels for Moise Kean. We're going to go over a double change in the final third. We've got to mix something up here. And I feel like Fakir's gone down injured immediately. Let's hope that's nothing serious. It looks like he hasn't actually got an injury, just maybe a small knock. Maybe a little bit of good news is the fact that Fenerbahce are losing to Krasnodar, who are the Russian team. They were the 4th seed in the group, so you would expect Fenerbahce to beat them. Moise Kean's through. Oh, he's got to score that. I mean, good to see us carve open a singular opportunity, I guess, but if we were going to come back from 3 goals behind, you've got to convert chances like that. Maybe there's a second opportunity, a second bite at the cherry here for Keir. Spreads it to Coman. Moise Keane's there in the middle. It's found for Keir, who hits the woodwork. Keane with the rebound. Oh my gosh, Lloris. How has he stopped that? The ball trickled agonisingly across the line, but it didn't make its way all the way over. I'm going to demand more and go more attacking. We've got to try and change something. It's probably worth making another tactical change here. I'm going to bring Depay into the team, and I think I'm going to bring him on for Coman, who has been uncharacteristically underwhelming. There's still time, 25 minutes left. Maybe I'm starting to sound a little deluded, but I want to believe we could still make something happen here. If we get a goal now, 24 minutes left to get another 2, winnable or drawable. I won't say winnable, but drawable certainly. That's not really an expression, is it, drawable? But I'm going to go with it. Maybe that's today's episode name, Drawable. I will probably forget about that, knowing me. But yeah, good potential episode name if you ask me, Drawable. So much so that I'm actually now going to write it down so I don't forget about it. Anyway, it is Drawable. Keane, what can you do? Bigged him up a little bit there. That finish at the end of it was... I don't know what to describe it as. The game was drawable. I don't think it is anymore. But to be fair, since they scored their 2 early goals, it's been a lot more of an even game. Even in this second half, you know, playing the possession-orientated system, we've created a little bit more. Yes, we've not completely shut them down by any means, but we've steadied the ship. I want to claim that we've avoided being embarrassed. 3-0 is still pretty embarrassing, but it could have been a lot worse. And, I'm hoping that Krasnodar won. Indeed, they did. I mean, maybe I'm selling them short. Maybe that they're going to be this really sick team that I've got to be fearful of. Of course, we did dispatch a Fenerbahce fairly easily. I mean, who is their best player? Who is kind of considered their key player? Let's take a look at this. Wanderson. I mean, to be fair, he's pretty good, isn't he? Maybe I shouldn't underestimate them quite so much. They've also got Pereira up front. I don't know. I look at this team. It's a good team, but I feel like man for man, we have got a stronger squad, and so I would expect us to do well against them. You can see here, Lille got a really hard-earned draw against Juventus, which is great for Konate and Terrier, who played. Gravenberch came on off the bench for Porto for 6 minutes. Not really the first-team football that we were hoping he was going to gain whilst playing for them. You can see a little bit of unfortunate news. We are going to be without Toussaint for the game against PSG. So the obvious addition is Lucas Romero. And then we will bring, I think, Kenny Lala onto the bench. I think. I mean, do I want to bring Lala onto the bench? Of course, Markovic is now back. I mean, if we have Markovic on the bench, we suddenly don't need him. You know what? Maybe this is the game to give Aneda a chance. Am I an idiot? Quite possibly. But I'm tempted to go for it. Saint Maximin, I'm going to take him off and I'm going to bring back into the starting 11 Depay. But I think Aneda, you might get a chance on the bench, my friend. You might come on to play PSG with the suspension. We'll have to see. Anyway, we're going to rest our players for 2 days going into this next game. Apparently we should maybe look to register Nkunku. Also, apparently we should scout Gabriel Jesus. I mean, I'd love Gabriel Jesus. I don't know where he'd fit into the team. Can I ask the board to sign it? I can't. I can't. And if I could, I probably still shouldn't do it. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. I mean, they've given us the money anyway. They've given us 27 million. I mean, could have done with this sooner. 27 million. That's a decent chunk of cash. I mean, I appreciate it. I wish I could ask for a bit more, but 27 million. The only issue is I should probably rejig a little bit just so our wage budget isn't quite so much in the red. Because it's not particularly good looking. Although, apparently we can't adjust stuff but wage related at the moment. So, we'll wait. Anyway, apparently we can triumph in the PSG clash. I believe in that too. I really do believe that we can beat them. We're at home for this game. I'm very, very tempted to play our kind of pressing system. Gabel's continuing to develop. I mean, his composure's gone up to 15, I think. I think that's a recent revelation. Yeah, look at that. I stare at the same players' profiles long enough to notice single attribute changes. He's so good. He's going to be incredible. He's such a good forward. In some ways, in training him as a complete forward, I'm kind of making him too well-rounded. It might be better if he was more focused as a striker. You know, stuff like, I guess passing's good to have good, but he doesn't need this great vision and some of the other stuff that comes with a complete forward. I would really like to get his finishing, his composure and off the ball yellow. You know, get them up to 16s. We are already focusing on his shooting as well. Oh, I love him. He's going to be so good for years as well. Him and Keane, just as a front two, just laughing it up, really. Think about that. Think about that as a strike force. It's making me feel feelings. Anyway, we can now go into the game against PSG. How is squad fitness? It's actually very, very good. Is there anyone who's in absolutely atrocious form who I need to talk with? Lucas Romero's form's not been that great. I'm going to criticise him and hope that he reacts well. He does react well, of course. He's coming in for Toussaint. Depay equally has been very, very disappointing lately, so I'm going to criticise his form. He agrees. Good. I mean, 6.82 by his standards is poor. Debatably, there's other players here who I should be warning, such as Moise Kean. Maybe he can have the impact off the bench that's desired. Bertrand Traoré as well. Just, your recent form's not been that good. Lots of players in the high kind of 6 point whatevers. Saint-Maximin particularly poor. Okay, some good responses. We do need to give a squad number to a new player. Tizzy, today could be the day, my friend. You might come on off the bench because I like doing stupid stuff like this where I need a goal scorer. I'm going to give you the number 14, Tizzy. I used to wear the number 14 out on the left wing when I played football. Can you be our Henry? That's what I'm really asking here. Anyway, let's give ourselves a good little team talk. I've got faith in all of you. In terms of tactics, I'm going to try and control the play here. We're going to go and try and boss possession. If it doesn't work, we can change things up. We can try and press if we're struggling to create. If we're, creating some chances but not nearly enough, but PSG aren't doing a great deal, then I might play the more direct system. Looking at their team, no Pogba. Interesting. Is he out injured? I don't know. There's a player on the floor. We're going to VAR. Drama in the first 4 minutes. While this is going on, I do quickly, I mean very, very quickly, I'm trying to think of a quick way to get to profiles. This is not a quick way. I want to look at PSG. I could have just clicked on their name. So Leon Bailey's out injured. Mbappe, Pogba's just really, really tired. Mbappe's fitness is shot as well, as is Neymar's. I guess PSG are also kind of hanging a little bit of a hangover from their Champions League campaign. So this is a pretty good chance, I feel like, to beat them. And if this is going to be given as a penalty, what a chance it would be in the 4th minute to really seize the initiative early on here. Get what is always going to be a crucial win. Penalty is given. Rabiot with the foul. It's going to fall on the shoulders of Fekir, I believe, to take this. We'll have to see what he can do. I mean, we can get out of the box now, boys. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right, Fekir. Rabiot booked as well for that. Please score, Nabil. There's games you can afford to miss penalties in. This is not one of them. Bang it home. Straight down the middle. We'll take that. Not a good penalty. It's his 4th of the season, though. It'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. What a babe. Right. I mean, it wasn't very convincing in finding the back of the net, but they all count. PSG causing us, well, I want to say causing us some problems. They're not really causing us problems at the moment. We're controlling the game. We've got 69% of the ball. We are making players like Neymar and Mbappe, who are really struggling for fitness, and Verratti, we're making them chase the ball here. That said, they've got a chance. Cavani gives it to Mbappe. Lenglet picks it up. Back to Lopez. Can we build something from the back, or are we just going to go hoofball? We're going hoofball, but it could work out here. Memphis. Options to his left. Gabels is there. Bang that home in off the post. We will take that to the bank and back. I mean, he's done some pole dancing there. I mean, he has jumped up and down on the corner post there. I don't know what I've just witnessed, but I feel like this video might get demonetized for mature content. Either way, good goal by Gabels. I thought he might have skewed it wide. It's one of those typical FM kind of chances where you're like, oh, he's just going to hit it wide. He's just going to drag it. He's not going to hit the target. Fortunately for us, Well, he hit the post and went in, so I guess he technically did find the target, but equally, if you hit the post, it's kind of not hitting the target. It worked out. We're not going to dwell on it too much. Could we get a third before half-time? That would put us in dreamland. We are in possession here, but, well, let's not count PSG out. Coman, though, with it. The former PSG kid goes to Gabels, wrestles it round his man, hits it, saved. I thought Coman had a chance with a rebound, but it didn't make its way to him. Gabels with a decent effort. It was a very, very good stop by Areola in goal. Now PSG with a set-piece whip back post. Cavani heads it over. I mean, that is only their second shot. Well, no, their third shot of the game. It's their only shot off target. Mendy's picked up a bucking. You know what? We should probably tell him not to jump into tackles quite so much. Now that I think about it. So, well, yeah. Ease out of tackles, Mendy. Nothing stupid. I mean, 2-0 up at half-time. Do I tell the players I'm far from pleased? Yes, I do. They reacted well. I thought I might have ballsed up by doing that then, but no. The reaction was what I was hoping for. They brought in Willian Jose, who, if I'm not mistaken, they signed for a lot of money. 38 million they bought him in for. He's not really that different to Cavani in a lot of ways. Also interesting that they brought him on and kept Neymar and Mbappe on the pitch rather than taking them off because they are struggling for fitness. Big time. Anyway, William Jose, I mean, I feel like I criticised him as a signing for them because I thought he was a weird one for them to pick up in the summer. You don't know my luck, he'll now score. Oh my gosh, Mbappe, what have you just almost done? The crossbar comes to the rescue. A really, really good opportunity for PSG there. Come on, we need this third goal just to help me relax. Memphis Depay just wide of the post with that effort. He hit it low, he hit it hard. Unfortunately, though, it was that wrong side of the post. PSG live to fight another day here. 60 minutes gone. We find ourselves 2 goals up still. You'd have to say that I feel like tactically we've got it right today. A little underwhelmed by Coman, so I'm going to take him off. I'm going to make a bold decision. I'm bringing in Tizzy and I'm bringing him in for Gabels. We're giving the youngster a chance. The 17-year-old Italian. What can he do? Where is he? There he is. I clicked on him first time. That's fate. He's pretty good in the air. He's not like a target man, but he's not incompetent. He's lurking. He's looking for the rebound off a long shot. I can feel it. We've got him highlighted. Just stare at his name. It's a lovely name. Tizzy for short. Tiziano Aneda. Remember the name. Remember the name. It falls to Keane. It's a great goal. I wanted it to fall to Tizzy, but, well, Keane has banged it in. A nice little finish for him. And, well, Mendy, very good to see him get an assist as well. Wallace spreads it out wide. Mendy, the young French left-back, brings it inside. Surprised he didn't run wider with it. But what a finish that is on the volley. Perfectly placed into the bottom corner. This makes up for the Spurs result in my eyes. I can forgive the players now for the Spurs result. They were just saving themselves for PSG. PSG have now used all their subs, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe Mbappe and Neymar are still on the pitch. That's how reliant they are on them. Bentancur with it. Goes to Neymar. I mean, just get him injured for a long time now. I didn't say that too loudly, but just get him injured. Oh, okay. They've scored through Yassine Adili. Or Adli. Not Adili. Not like Aldi, the supermarket, Jack. Opposition instructions. Okay, Mbappe's been taken off. Have we already got... We've already got hard tackling on him. Press Neymar all the time. I want him unable to walk by the end of the game. Tight marking kind of can cause some issues. So we won't do that because he has the ability just to skill our players. But I'm feeling good. Feeling good here. I say this. There's still 7 minutes left and it's only a 2-goal margin. If they would score another, panic. Aneda. Look at that hold-up play. He's like Totti in disguise. Memphis now with it. Aneda's making his run. Back post to the number 14. It falls to Fekir. I think it's been disallowed. It has. The offside flag was raised. The game didn't even give me the false hope there. Even though the ball ended up in the back of the net. It wasn't a disallowed goal. I think the whistle had already gone. Oh my god. Willian hits the woodwork. They've hit the post twice from very, very long shots. It's a teeny tiny bit concerning. But with 2 goals to the good and, well, 80 seconds left of the game, I can't see them grabbing 2. Famous last words. With Lucas Hernandez here, I mean, in some ways, this is the game that mattered against PSG. Not the Coupe de Champions or the name of that competition that does escape me every single time. But this game matters. Adley, I mean, he had a chance there to add to it. I always preferred Lidl anyway, but yeah, not the best finish by him. Unfortunately, it was straight into the keeper's arms, and that is going to be game over. Although we won goals, Aneda puts it wide to Mendy. Mendy whips it in, and Ndombele can't quite get there. We got a corner. I mean, feed the tizzy and he'll score. I don't know what that means. It sounds good though, doesn't it? He's lurking at the near post. Look at him highlighted, waiting for his opportunity to pounce. I thought it was going to fall to him. It hasn't. That's going to be the full-time whistle though. 3-1 it's going to finish. Really, really good result. Could not ask for a better bounce back after the Spurs game than that. We go top of the league on goal difference over PSG. Mendy picking up man of the match, so fair play to him. And well, we go into the international break in good spirits. Now we just need to try and beat Lille and then follow it up with some more good wins. Real Madrid boss Pochettino was there to look at Fekir. Don't like the sound of that. Durand continuing to play regular first team football. He's looking so good. Terrier on the other side of things playing for Lille. Only got 16 minutes on off the bench and didn't look so good. The European Golden Boy of 2018 is not looking particularly golden, is he? Coman didn't have the best game there, but plenty of time to bounce back, I think. So Lille are in 8th, which is pretty interesting. Of course, they are in European football for the first time in, a while. They qualified for the Champions League last year by finishing 3rd. They were predicted at the time to finish towards the bottom end of the table. So between a Champions League group stage campaign and their current league matches, I imagine they're juggling a fair amount of games that they're just not used to juggling. You can see they got a draw against Juventus. They did lose to Bayer. I just want to check how Brest are doing as well, because they're playing in the Europa League. Oh, okay, they're not. They lost on penalties, and their league form's been pretty rotten. That sucks that they lost on penalties. I didn't even realise, because, well, between Maxi, who's out injured, but mostly Mario Ferreira, I was hoping that there was going to be regular first-team opportunities. To be fair, Ferreira's made 6 starts so far this season, so he's getting some decent first-team football. Hopefully Max, when he gets back from that long-term injury that's seen him miss the last month or two, he's equally going to be a mainstay of the first team. Apparently Goebbels' shooting is no longer a weakness. I mean, I would like finishing to be up to 16 or 17 when he's fully developed, so we're going to continue to focus on it. But yeah, the game against Lille here is going to be a fairly big one. I'm hoping that we can get a result against them, though. I feel like we should be expecting to get a result against them. It's not going to be easy, but we'll see what we can do. There's always that fear factor, you know. The international break comes and you think, oh my God, please don't get injured. Please, no one. It's just a scary and awkward situation, isn't it, when all your players are going on international duty and you're kind of sat there thinking, well, we've played a lot of games recently. I hope that they get rested appropriately. You can see here Markovic, some good development for him. Apparently he's ready for regular first-team football. I mean, he's got a fair bit this year already with the Lenglet injury. I think he's shown that he can be the third-choice centre-back, and we can continue to, you know, persist with Militao at right-back. Of course, one option we have if Wallace or Lenglet gets injured is to move Eder Militao to centre-back and then bring in Lucas Romero at right-back. And Kenny Lala indirectly becomes kind of third choice, which does work as, you know, a way of dealing with things, but equally I'd much rather use the solution that sees a young player like Markovic get some first-team football and do well. Apparently Terrier has been played outside of the agreed position. He's been played as a central midfielder rather than a striker. I'm not as concerned about that as perhaps I should be. I just want him to be playing regular first-team football. I don't think Terrier's ever going to be good enough for the first team. So really it's just about trying to inflate his value as best we can. Anyway, Moise Kean continuing to develop really, really nicely. I was going to say, I wonder if we can compare him to 12 months ago, but of course he joined in January. So as a result, we've got to wait until January time to get a 12-month update. It's a shame that you can't compare a player to how they were on a specific date. Of course, in FM recently, they kind of added in the ability to look at it, on a 6-month to 12-month kind of basis. You can obviously go here, click on it, and just kind of compare. But I can only compare to 6 months ago. I mean, when you look at Gabels, he has improved a lot in the last 6 months. But it'd be a lot more beneficial, I feel like, to look at him after he's been here a year. You can see similar story with Moise Kean here. Perhaps not the same kind of crazy level of improvement, but at least lately we've seen some reasonable signs that he is going to develop into a good player. He is only 20 as well. I feel like between him and Gabels, we can evenly share kind of the striking workload and hopefully get good results with both of the players' developments. New Cyprus star, thanks coach Kostas Michail, the player we signed, has made his international debut aged 17. It's pretty impressive. Obviously, the Cypriot national team isn't exactly known for its crazy quality. He does look like he could be a very, very good winger, though, even if he is 51 kilograms. I mean, that's light. And he's not particularly tall either, is he, at 158 centimetres? Anyway, Trincão's back, which is very, very good news. He has been out for a long time. I say a long time. 2 or 3 weeks. It feels like it's been a while. Whenever an injury extends between more than one episode, to me it feels like it's been a while he's been out. But, things are going okay, it feels like, right now. Lille likely to play a 4-1-4-1 system, even though they are the home team, which is interesting. I feel like the controlling style of play is perhaps the best way to play against them. One thing that they did very, very well last year was punish teams on the break, and I don't want to be a victim of that. You can see Terrier played in France's under-21s 8-0 win, and Gravenberch got an assist for the Dutch under-21s team. I mean, look how good he's looking, aged 18. Almost certainly going to be ready for the first team next season, which is exciting. I feel like we're a team that over the next few years you're going to see a bit of a transition as we get in some of the youngsters who we are currently loaning out. I don't want to be like a Chelsea where we're just loaning out players to sell. Sure, there'll be players who don't quite develop enough for my liking, who aren't good enough for the first team. But ultimately, I feel like we've got to try and bed some of them in. I'm looking at players like Shadas really as a bit of I don't want to say an unsung hero, but I feel like his development and some of the potential that he's perceived to have means that I should be playing him more. I mean, you can see here he is just continuing to improve. Because he's out on loan, I can't compare his development, which is a bit of a shame. It'd be good if you could do that even when a player's out on loan. But he's certainly someone who I'm excited to see develop. I did notice there was an inbox item about us looking at Gabriel Jesus saying that we were willing to discuss an offer of £200 million for him. I don't know where that money's coming from, but that would be good. Board, can we find 200 million from somewhere? I mean, we found 27 million. Can I make any budget adjustments? I can't. So we're still just over the wage budget. And I can't really fix it. Which is a bit annoying. Might be worth just looking at, see if anyone's transfer listed, obviously. We've seen some pretty interesting players be transfer listed over the years. So Casemiro, Jesse Lingard. There's some reasonably kind of big names here, isn't there? You go for someone like Digny if you wanted another young French player. I mean, he's very good, age 27. Is he better than Mendy? I don't know, probably not. Vinicius Junior, is he transfer listed? What's the asking price? 61 million. I mean, bored. It's not happening, Jack. Don't do it. He's like transfer listed every window, it feels like. We'll just put in one of those kind of offers that we put in where we know it's going to be rejected, but we're just hoping to unsettle him. Tell you what, let's set the maximum age here just to 25. Really, I want to continue to build young in the first team. Dembele's transfer listed by request. I don't think we can afford the asking price of 123 million. Raul Di Tomas. I mean, we looked at signing him once upon a time during the first season. He's barely now playing for Bordeaux, which does surprise me a little bit because he's a pretty good player. Be honest, there's no one really jumping out at me here. Is there anyone who our scouts rate particularly highly? It's kind of the obvious players, the players who have been transfer listed for a little while. I do like Oliver, but I don't feel like we need another attacking mid. We've got enough of those. You can see him. Apparently Romero's been doing well on in training. I mean, he's just a very, very good player, Romero. I like Romero. Obviously, we gave him a new contract in the summer. I know some of you guys felt like perhaps we could have shipped him on to Manchester United. I do feel like he's just a very, very important player for us who can really serve us well. Anyway, I made a £17.5 million bid for Vinicius Jr. It's not going to be accepted. The asking price was £60 million. Equally, I can't really justify that spend. Apparently, we could be in for him. 102 million is now being discussed for Gabriel Jesus. I mean, I don't see how we can ever afford him, I'll be honest. Be nice, I just don't think it's possible. Anyway, team selection stuff for today's game. I'm going to do something a little bit potentially odd. I've been pretty underwhelmed by the likes of Bertrand Traore and Depay. So today, I'm going to drop both of them. And we're going to bring back in Trincao, coming back from injury. How much can he play time-wise? 75 minutes, that's fine. Aneda, I'm sorry, mate. Your time in the spotlight is over, at least for now, because Toussaint's back. And that means he's going to come in for Romero. We have got a few players, one booking away from a suspension. The game that they miss would be Monaco, who are currently sick, but equally, this game away from home against Lille is debatably going to be more difficult than that other game. In terms of system, I think we'll go with the controlling style of play. I accidentally put Awar, apparently a ball-winning midfielder, and not Toussaint. It's a good job I spotted that, because that would have been embarrassing. But no, this is the team we're going to go with. We're going to see what we can do. I feel like Trincao's been good when we've given him opportunities. Yes, he's been injured for a little while, but with the indifferent form of both Depay and Bertrand Traore, we need a man to step up. I will also say, Koeman, he set the bar very high for himself. Not noticed him as much in today's episode, so maybe he can start to step up and, well, be counted in today's game. We'll have to see. I mean, speaking of the man, there he is. Not getting on the end of a pass. Unfortunately, his 19 pace and 17 acceleration, if it is still that, wasn't enough to get on the end of that one. Just not quite that quick. Anyway, let's see how we go here. 20 minutes gone, 0-0. We've had 67% of the ball in these early stages of play. There's not been any highlights until this one here. Good news for us is it's in their half. The bad news is Lille are very, very good at counter-attacking and we've lost the ball. But, well, it is now back with us. Eder Militao spreads it to Toussaint. You can see that with this positive mindset rather than attacking our wing-backs, whilst they will get up the field, they don't overcommit like they would. Although Trincao, oh my gosh, the spin on that ball. How has that not gone in? It's hit the woodwork and then it's spun out crazily. What an effort that was by Trincao. But yes, what I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by a chance is that with this system, our wing-backs don't push on quite as much. It gives us a little bit more, I feel like, in the way of solidity, I guess, kind of expecting the counter-attack. Equally, I don't feel like we've done enough in this game to warrant a happy team talk. We're going to go with angry, shouty. I'm also going to change our mindset to attacking. We've had a lot of the ball, but they've created opportunities still. I'd like us to be just a little bit more attacking in our intent. They've now immediately got a highlight with Bambo, who brings it forward from the set piece. Lovely stop by Lopez. That was not an easy stop for him. Maybe I should be going back to the positive system because they're on the ball again here. It's Pepe marauding through, hits it. Again, Lopez saves. I'm going back to positive. I've panicked. Perhaps early to be making changes, but Trincao has been a little underwhelming. Tell you what we'll do. We're going to bring Koeman onto the right. And we're going to play Maximin on the left. Bit of an injection of pace in the wide areas. And well, we've got a chance here. Fekir whips in Toussaint, nods it back across. Koeman is there. Tactical genius with the changing of position of Koeman. I'm going to claim it. Toussaint with an assist. Koeman's 6th of the season. He's off to a flyer. If he could get 15 for the year, that would be pretty blooming good, I feel like, for a winger in our system. A very, very nice finish, though. He may well even be our leading goal scorer. I think he's probably competing with Gabels for it. We've switched back to positive and it's worked wonders, although we've immediately given away the ball. And I'm going to be honest, Lopez has been completely mugged off by a piece of skill there by Sly. Sly by name, Sly by nature. I mean, watch this. Some trickery that Sly Cooper himself would be proud of. Oh, I mean, he's completely bamboozled the keeper. Defensively, calamitous. No other way to describe that. That is blooming awful, but I don't know. We've got to try and find our foot in here. I mean, if they score again and go 2-1 up, it's panic stations. Press the big red panic button and, well, open up the tactics screen and start tinkering, Jack. That's what it would come to. As it is, we've got the ball here. Coman takes it wide. Now with Militao. Wallace. What can you do, Wallace? Goes to Fekir. The patient build-up play, I appreciate. We just need to craft out that one golden opportunity, that one really good chance. Mendy to St. Maximin. Look at this. The patient play, superb. Cross whipped in. Maignan, relatively easy save for him in goal. Straight down his throat. And they're going to go one hoofball down the middle. It's with Sly. I don't trust him. He's taking it around the play. Oh my gosh. What a goal that is. I'm just slumped in my chair. He's grabbed a second. We're going to have to go more attacking, aren't we? I mean, let's just enjoy this Route 1 football. But to be fair, he gets the ball here. He's still got a hell of a lot to do. Takes it down. There's 4 men around him. He just gets a little bit of space. You give him an inch. He takes a mile. He smashes it home. And on the hour mark, we're going to the direct attacking style of play. And I've probably got to look to make some more subs here. Gabels has been poor. We're going to bring in Moise Keane. Fekir's been uncharacteristically quiet. I'm going to bring in Aouar for him with our final sub. Big call, you could say, to drop Fekir, but I feel like it's probably worth it. He'll score now. Pass it to Ndombele. Have a go. Oh my gosh, is that going to go in? It's not. We've hit the woodwork twice. And both times the ball has spun agonisingly across the face of the goal, but not quite found its way into the back of the net. Oh, it was Ndombele with the effort. We've probably got to switch to very attacking, really. Maybe it's a little soon to go very attacking, but we need to do something. 20 minutes left. Aouar with the set piece. Mini Fekir, what can he do? Picks out Wallace, who heads it, saved off the line. We can't get the rebound in. Oh my gosh, look at that. Inches away from taking the lead. We've created a few more chances. We've had significantly more shots, but somehow it remains 2-1. New highlight though here. Building from the back again perhaps, although with the direct style of play you'd hope that we'd get the ball forward with a bit more urgency. PSG are winning. We need a draw at the very least here. St. Maximin cuts inside, gets tackled hard, but fair, although, I mean, VAR might be about to give a pen. I'm not sure it's a pen. Oh, the review shows it's no penalty, so why did we stop the play? The ball was still in play. I mean, I was ready for the pen. I think that's the first time in years where VAR hasn't given the pen. We've got 5 minutes. We need a goal. We need it. We need to get a draw here. Ball pumped forward. Moise Keane wins the header. All the way back with Maignan, who is just going to switch it out wide. We are going to leave ourselves exposed on the counter-attack with us committing men forward. Bamba, what a run this is. Lopez, we're not the most convincing of saves, but he did get a hand down to it. Now a corner for Lille. I mean, they could be about to give us the misery compiler if they get a third here. 2.5 minutes left. Ball cleared away only as far as Traore. Gives it back to Pierre. Passes it back inside. Traore switches it to Xhaka. Not like this. Great tackle that. Now can we break? No. No is the answer. That was the highlight and that is going to be the game. I don't know how to feel. We've beaten PSG, but somehow I can't help but feel disappointed. We've lost 2 other games today. This game I feel like was an unfortunate one. I think on another day we'd probably come away with something from this game, but unfortunately it was not to be. We didn't take the chances that came our way. Our possession counted for nothing. I mean, this is why Lille finished as high as 3rd last year. They were really, really good at grinding out results, and that's exactly what they did here. Fighting back from a goal down to win this one 2-1. I can only really praise them for it. It's really, really impressive from them. And with that, we do lose top spot, as you can see. Shadas, I noticed there, got a goal. Terrier played 0 minutes. I mean, I'm not sure why we were being told about that. Kanate, he got a 7.0 against us. He's a pretty blooming good centre-back. Maybe we could have done with him in the team. Durand playing for Lyon as they got a win and he got a clean sheet. It's his first clean sheet of the year. Can we have a round of applause for Durand? Just me? Okay, just me. Anyway, you can see Jadas got a goal. Midfield orchestrator is the media description. He just makes stuff happen. He looks really good, doesn't he? Like, really good. I'm surprised at how much he's developed. I'd be keen to get him in the first team next year. And, well, as my assistant said, lessons to be learned, I feel like, off the back of that Lille game. We need to come back stronger. And, well, we will attempt to do that, I think, in the Champions League game that's coming up. Trincao is almost certainly going to be dropped for it. I think we'll just go with kind of our best 11, to be honest, and play Depay and just see what we can do. But yeah, just a quick look at the Champions League group. We've got Krasnodar, which will be the first game of tomorrow's episode. We're currently tied on points with them. They are ahead of us by virtue of the fact they've scored one more goal. We've got to play them twice in about the space of 2 weeks. We've also got Monaco and Brest to play to round off October. You can see Monaco not at the best start in the world. They're down in 7th, although they are only 4 points behind us. And well, you can see here equally Brest are on 13 points. They've lost 5 though, so that's quite a winnable game as far as I'm concerned. You can see Coman 4 assists and 5 goals. He appears twice. Fekir with 6 assists too, worth a mention. I mean, hopefully we can start to step things up. We've got a few players who I feel like are carrying the load a little bit. I'm hoping that we can find some form, and soon. We really do need to do that. But anyway, we'll worry about the next game tomorrow against Krasnodar. We've also got some other big games coming up. Of course, I say tomorrow just as a reminder, the next episode of the series will be up on Friday. We're uploading Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week and next week. I won't mention it too much more, but if you see people mentioning in the comments, you know, where are the episodes? Please do just explain to them from me. I know not everyone watches until the end, and I require you, the most loyal of viewers, to be my mouthpieces. And hopefully relay the message, because I'm not going to be able to reply to many YouTube comments over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. I will see you guys again on Friday. And, well, take care. That is all from me, Jack. And I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.